Oregon lawmakers considering whether to keep in place some of the business taxes eliminated by President Trump's big budget bill to keep collecting hundreds of millions of dollars to help fund programs like schools and health care. Our Lisa Balick is in Salem at a news conference with lawmakers to find out what this all could mean.
Some Oregon lawmakers want other legislators to help keep more of the tax money coming from big businesses and help out working families instead of giving them more tax breaks.
We want to rein in the giveaways to the ultra billionaires.
Some Oregon lawmakers are working on a bill that would prevent businesses from getting a state tax break that mirrors the federal tax breaks they're getting this year. Oregon usually follows the federal government when it comes to tax code. But some lawmakers say the state can't risk losing hundreds of millions of dollars, money planned for things like schools, health care.
Here in Oregon, we have the opportunity in the coming session to make a different decision at the state level.
But in California, some billionaires are moving their businesses out of state to avoid a possible new tax on the wealthy. There are questions whether not giving the federal tax break at the state level here could do the same.
Completely disconnecting from what the federal government does simply means that Oregon corporations and the wealthy in Oregon would be paying the exact same taxes they were paying a year ago. And they didn't leave a year ago.
There is resistance by some lawmakers. A similar plan failed in the state Senate last year. Some saying small businesses need those tax breaks to stay in business. But lawmakers who favor tightening the tax cuts in the state believe the money is needed at a critical time.
When we talk about the rental assistance that has kept some families from being on the streets, those are some of the impacts from we just saw last session, actually, the budget cuts led to eviction prevention dollars being cut by hundreds of millions of dollars.
One part of the federal tax change is you'll no longer have to pay federal income tax on tips and overtime. I asked the lawmakers if they want that in Oregon as well. Lawmakers here tell me it's under discussion. They're still working on their bill, but right now, the plan is not to get rid of that tax break. The legislature is back in session on February 2nd. It will be a short session, and it's all about the budget. In Salem, Lisa Balick, KOIN 6 News.